Happy New Year, everyone. This is the first column we are discussing today on the new year. And I will start with a very recent topic, a hot topic, the egg and diabetes debate. And what are the evidence that is suggesting that if there is any relationship between egg consumption and increased risk of diabetes? People across globe love eggs for breakfast. We like them poached, scrambled, fried, boiled, you name it. Eggs are one of the most nutritious foods available in the earth, providing best quality protein, all essential amino acids, vitamins, and minerals. This high protein food is a must inclusion in low carb diets targeting weight loss, managing glucose impairment, controlling insulin resistance, and muscle building. However, a recent report from multiple national news media discussing the results from a 2020 longitudinal study that tracked data from 1991 to 2009 fueled the ongoing egg diabetes debate recently. Involving around 8,400 Chinese adults, the said study reported that consumption of one egg, that is 50 grams or more per day, increased the risk of developing diabetes by 60%. Can this study be considered as a scientifically sound evidence? No. Here's why. First, the study is longitudinal and not a randomized control trial to prove a cause and effect relationship between eggs and increased risk of diabetes. Second, the study used a 3-day, 24-hour dietary recall method to collect data that often produce misleading conclusion as respondents might provide incomplete information. And the third, which is most important also, I believe, the transition in dietary habits of the Chinese adults from 1991 to 2009 did not account consumption of other foods, including refined carbohydrate, ultra-processed food, sugary drinks, which are directly linked to insulin resistance and elevated risk of type 2 diabetes. So can we say blanketly that eggs consumption increase the risk of diabetes? I guess one study is not enough to confer any kind of conclusion. In this column, we will try to assess the existing evidence on egg consumption and increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Let's take nutrition first. Eggs are nutritionally dense, one large egg providing 6.25 grams of protein, 4.74 grams of fat, only 0.35 grams of carbs, and 65 calories. All 9 essential amino acids that can't be produced by our body, so we have to eat it from outside. Vitamin A, D, E, and K, vitamin B12, omega-3 fats, antioxidants such as lutein and choline, minerals such as iron, zinc, selenium, potassium. So it's a powerhouse of nutrition. Throughout the world, eggs are affordable and can be eaten in diverse forms, including salads, soup, vegetables, whole grains, and much more. Eggs have a balanced nutrition profile, making them an ideal food for people of all ages. Before we go ahead and discuss the evidence regarding egg consumption and diabetes type 2, I would like to clarify popular notion on egg and cholesterol. Many people think that consuming egg yolk is not good for cholesterol or it elevates triglyceride or cholesterol level. So cholesterol is portrayed as a potential cardiovascular risk. Heart-healthy diets often recommend low cholesterol food. But cholesterol chemistry is more complicated than we thought. Additionally, recent findings challenged the decade-old guidelines associating dietary cholesterol with blood cholesterol. So here we need to know that cholesterol that is derived from diet or particular food, such as animal food, such as egg yolk, that is totally different than the blood cholesterol. And evidently, it does not have any connection. Egg yolks are a rich source of cholesterol and was advised to be eliminated as a part of healthful heart diet. Current evidence refuted this claim, considering multiple research studies that reported no association as such. In fact, some studies suggested consuming one whole egg per day may reduce the risk of cardiovascular diseases. So let's see what evidence we have on egg and diabetes connection. A large prospective study that has been done in United States included 20,700 men and 36,200 women, which is very large, reported high consumption, that is 1 to 7 eggs per week, was associated to increased risk of type 2 diabetes. This study included a follow-up for 20 years. However, the authors in the end mentioned it was unclear if consumption of eggs alone led to the development of type 2 diabetes, as the dietary pattern of this cohort included processed meat, refined grains, sugary beverages, French fries, sweets, dessert, ultra-processed snacks, and others, along with eggs. A Japanese prospective study, on the other hand, found no association between egg intake and type 2 diabetes among 27,200 men and 36,200 women. Similarly, a Swedish study in 2016 found no elevated risk of diabetes type 2 in 39,600 men who consumed 1 to 5 or more eggs per week for 15 days. Gold standard in research, which is known as the randomized control trials, reported no link between egg consumption and increased risk of type 2 diabetes. A 12-week long RCT, including 42 overweight or obese adults with prediabetes and type 2 diabetes, found participants in egg group reported significant reduction in insulin resistance and improved fasting blood glucose marker. Authors, in fact, recommended consuming one large egg per day may reduce the risk of diabetes without causing any adverse effects of lipid profile. Another RCT from Australia reported participants with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes who consumed a 3-month high egg weight loss diet with a 6-month follow-up demonstrated no negative effect in cardiovascular health markers compared to those who were on a low egg weight loss diet. So from here, what do we understand? Well-designed intervention studies are limited to associate egg consumption with increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Most of these studies that reported an increased risk of diabetes in long-term consumption of eggs are either epidemiological, population-based, or prospective studies, or they are longitudinal in nature that failed to include the contribution of other food groups on the manifestation of type 2 diabetes. To conclude here, I want to say eggs can be included in a healthful, balanced diet plan designed for people living with diabetes. However, moderation is the key. The amount of egg per day or per meal is individual specific, aligned to total protein need, and best to be determined by a nutrition expert.